When I was in college, I worked for a while at the Berkeley Free Clinic, and as a volunteer and then as an administrator. And we took care of people who were coming in more or less off the street with all kinds of problems. And there I began to feel that we were patching them up and sending them right back out into the same environment that had made them sick in the first place, and that we weren't addressing the fundamental causes of their illnesses. My work at the EPA, one of the things that made it attractive is that there was this strong commitment to address making pesticides safe for children. And then I had the opportunity to play a role in the policy-making process for the administration to craft this piece of legislation called the Food Quality Protection Act that embodied a number of the principles having to do with protection of kids, looking at children's unique exposures, especially the crazy diets that children eat, which are very different than the dietary habits of adults, and also that looked at the susceptibilities of children and the fact that during growth and development that children have susceptibilities to pesticides that are unique. So we were able to craft legislation that required the government to take these factors into account in how pesticides were regulated, and mandated that EPA had to go through all of the 6,000 pesticide tolerances that were on the books, the standards for the pesticides on the food, and do them over and make sure that they were protecting children. But I think there are other issues of global sustainability that have to do with chemicals as well. And part of sustainability is that we are not polluting our environment with persistent pollutants that build in the food chain and that we can't remove from our environment. We've done that, and we're continuing to do that. I think that another part of it having to do with pesticides and chemicals is that although in the United States, we have all of these toxicologists and other scientists, there were hundreds of them who worked for me at EPA who can assess these chemicals and pesticides and develop regulations, that globally that's not the case. Many countries don't even have a single toxicologist. And so coming to grips with global management of chemicals, and that if we're going to globalize commerce and globalize consumption of products that contain chemicals, that we also have to globalize safety protections for workers, for communities, for children. And we haven't done that.